Welcome to QiGong, everyone. It's really nice to be here in Abu Dhabi, and we're going to just allow ourselves to connect with the earth and allow our feet to come together and feel that connection with the earth. And we'll start off with a nice tone of this bowl. I invite everybody to just close your eyes and feel that connection with the earth. Feel as if there's a wonderful waterfall of energy coming down from the base of your spine all the way through your legs and feet, burrowing all the way down to the center of the core of the earth, through the soil, the rocks, the water. Feel the weight of gravity and this energy draw you into the center of the planet. Feeling the gravity of the earth bounding you to the earth. Feel the world, earth supports you. Now shift your consciousness to the crown of your head and extending upwards. See the body, your body below you. Moving up forward even more, upward. See the room that you're in, the building that you're in now, the city below you, the geography of the planet below you, extending up through the atmosphere and the clouds to outer space, into the solar system, extending out to the galaxy, and see your awareness expanding out so quickly in all directions until your awareness is in every corner of the universe, and that your cells are planets. And one of those planets is the planet Earth. And bring attention now to the beautiful planet Earth below. And then from this perspective, allow yourself to shift back into your body, being between heaven and earth, inhabiting the experience, the human experience of life, interacting with other people, plants, trees, birds, animals, the air, the sounds. This is our common experience. The earth is our common ground. It forms our understanding and what we stand for in our lives. With that, I invite you now to concentrate now on the three treasures that we have in QiGong. So again, the three treasures of body, breath, and mind. And we're going to do some adjustments of those, and starting with the body. Just allow your knees to sort of sink, tuck in your sacrum just slightly, and inhale up extending the spine, head up, chin back, shoulders drop, hands soft, and allowing the elbows to sort of round out, taking your space. The space where you belong. That's rightfully yours. Your place on this planet. And then I invite you to shift your attention to your tummy. And if you'd like to place one hand on your tummy, I invite you to breathe deeply into your belly. As you breathe in, you can say soft. And as you breathe out, say belly. Do that on your own. Your 4 times. Slowly. Purposefully. Allowing that breath to expand in your tummy. Activating the calm. Activating the parasympathetic nervous system that allows for that calming. So from the breath, we move down to the mind, and with one hand, we're going to pour out the regrets of the past as we bring them up to prayer position. And with the other hand, we slowly bring it up, pouring out the anxieties of the future, and where they dissolve together is the present mind focus, the present focus of our practice today. And throughout this practice, it's just allowing yourself to be connected to your body, your breath, and being focused on the present, which helps create an elixir of healing, our antidote to stress, stress being the major cause of dis-ease in our life. And it's a medicine that only you can make. You can't buy it in any store. Taking a deep breath in, you can swing your hands out like you're a bird flying with your palms down, then come exhale out and step out to the side. Bring your hands down to the gravity of the earth. And with every breath in, you can sort of rock up onto the balls of your feet, putting your hands up, palms up. And then exhaling, turning the palms down, rocking back on your ankles. Inhale, rock up. So you're going to take off into the clouds. And then exhale, land back here on the ankles. And do that on your own breath. Long, smooth, and deep breathing. What they call LSD breathing. Combined with gentle movements and present mind focus. Allowing the qi to flow. The purpose of QiGong is to build up the qi, which is the vital resource, that vital energy in our body. By building up QiGong, qi, we can store that qi in our body for a rainy day. Having a large deposit of qi also builds in health and longevity. Cultivating the qi in our body. After you finish your last one, I invite you to just float your hands back down. And with that, we're going to do what's called, make sure you have enough room between you. We're going to do what's called pulling on the temple belt. And we allow the hands to, back of the hands to sort of stop 2 inches below your navel on your back. That's one of the gates of energy in our body. And our hands can stop along our abdomen. We can sort of lift up on the opposite foot that in the direction we're swinging in, just to stabilize ourselves, make a natural movement. Or you can make your hands soft as you hit the upper quadrant of your chest where it meets the shoulder. That's where we have our lung and heart points up there, activating the qi in the body. Keeping a natural breath. You can bring those hands down now to your rib cage. That's where your liver and spleen live. And now, instead of hitting yourself on the chest, you can put your hand over your shoulder like as if you're throwing salt. Look behind you. Just loosening up your body, loosening up those meridians of energy that run through our body and our fascia. And release that movement and just come to stillness and observe within you how you feel. You might feel some activation of energy around your body, some tingling in the hands. And allow yourself to smile down into your body, bringing this sunshine of happy qi into your body. Thanking your body for all it does for you every day. With that, I'm going to invite us to start shaking. So just pumping with our ankles slowly and allowing the shaking of our hands and other parts of our body slowly and more steadily. Bring up the hands up to your chest level. Breathing naturally, consistently. Bring the hands up to head level, above the head. Back down to your shoulders, behind you. And then just allow your body to move naturally, however you prefer. Listening to your body, how it wants to move. It's when we listen to our body that we produce our own qi. We allow the qi to flow naturally through our bodies. So it's not so much about me giving a class and everyone following along. That's not necessarily QiGong. It's really allowing yourself to find your movements, your breath, your mental focus, and adjusting those movements to you, so that you can produce that relaxing feeling inside your body.
Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking. You started biting my feet.
So with that, now start shimmying from side to side.
So I can ask you, Marcus, do you generally keep your eyes closed during
I do.
practice? Throughout the whole process?
I like
Yeah.
it. I sometimes
Yeah.
leave it open, sometimes it closed, but
Yeah.
I like to. It seems to help me build the chi.
Okay.
But you know, with shaking and those sort of things, if you're not used to it, or you feel more security with your eyes open, sometimes it's good. If you
No,
want.
I see the point sorry, I was kind of thinking about it a little bit when I was closing my eyes, but I can see it helps. Because obviously, if your eyes are open, you've got points of interest around the room you're in that kind of doesn't kind of distract necessarily, because you know what you're doing at the moment. But closing your eyes, it allows it easier for me to be more focused on my body, if that makes sense.
And not comparing yourself to what the instructor is doing or anyone else is doing too. So, not that you would, but it's just one of those things. That's one less thing to distract, and also a focal of relaxation. So just invite you to release that. See how your hands feel now. And you feel any shift in energy in your body. You might have activated some meridian lines throughout your body, some energy points throughout your body. Maybe some relaxation in your body too. So again, looking inside our bodies after this movement, I'm going to invite you now to another movement where we're inhale, floating our hands up to our chest and then above our heads in soft fists or like an open fist. And inhale and exhale. Inhale one more time. And then turning your hands into fists, sort of look down to the ground, bending at your waist, tucking your tail, pushing the fists together as we exhale. Fists, then wincing your face, and then gripping your feet onto the ground with your ankles and your toes, and then squeezing the area between your legs known as the perineum, where we stop the flow of urine. So just allowing that exhale and then contraction. And then inhale, releasing, back up, opening up. Exhale, face, fists, feet, and perineum. Exhaling all the way out. Looking down towards the ground. Release, inhale, open up. Exhale, contract. We're just like a giant pump of chi. Do that on your own, listening to your own body. Allowing those slow, gentle movements, those long, smooth, and deep breaths. In QiGong, they say that moving water never stagnates. And that's the same with our bodies. As long as we keep our bodies moving, listening to our body. One more, and then we'll wrap up on this one. allowing those hands to come to ground. And also notice now any shifts in energy. In this movement we're going to do what's known as bamboo bending in the wind. So with one hand bringing up the sky, palms up over you, and then bending on the other side, allowing that hand to drift to your knee a little bit. And changing sides. Inhaling, extending up. Exhaling, changing sides, and then inhaling. You can step wider if you like, and you can have a little bit more distance to travel on the side, and opening up that whole side body. Finding your own breath. Just enjoying your breath. Enjoying that opening of that side. Slow, natural movements, connected with your breath. The hand reaching towards the sky, towards the heavens, while being firmly rooted on the ground. And when you finish your last one, come to ground again. Let your hands above the earth at waist level. From this place, we're going to inhale, bringing our palms up to our chests, all the way above our heads, and we're going to hold up the sky and then open the sky as we exhale down to the sides. Long, smooth, deep breaths. Inhaling up. Holding and supporting sky. Exhaling, opening sky. If you're in the clouds, parting the clouds. We call this Buddha holding up the sky. Connecting every movement to your breath, not anyone else's breath, but your wonderful breath, your wonderful lung capacity. Your wonderful being and body just as it is. Full of wonderful chi that you are creating. Wonderful joy, celebrating. And on your last one, just come to ground again. And feel and notice anything that's going on in you, how your body's feeling. Embrace all your sensations. Embrace all your feelings. Now take a slightly wider horse stance. As if you're riding a horse, there's a horse under you. And inhale, bringing one hand all the way up to the sky, palms up towards the sky, and the other one pushing down towards the earth. Centered on your body, in a line, both palms. And in this position, open up your chest. Breathe deeply. Exhale, switch arms and hands, spiraling up and down. Holding and breathing deeply. Maybe breathe deeply 3 times. And then continue this movement on your own, with your own breath. And this is called supporting heaven and earth. Connecting our worldly responsibilities with our heavenly ambitions. So we can lead a deeply fulfilled life on this planet, finding joy in our life, enjoying this ride called life. While acknowledging our challenges and celebrating our victories and our successes. In acknowledging gratitude, opening ourselves up for joy, prosperity, and peace. And on your last one, allow your hands to float down and bring your hips back to, your legs back to hip width distance. With this, we're going to now do something called churning the chi. And this is allowing our hands to walk, as if we're holding symbols in each hand, to rotate in the direction as we breathe naturally and slowly. So let's observe your movements. Are they slow? Is your breath deep and long? Looking for a smooth interplay between our bodily movements and our breath. Noticing any energy or energetic shifts or interplay between your hands. Sometimes you can feel a field of energy. It's almost like our hands are on autopilot. They're being guided somehow by some magnetism. Listen to that, move with that, breathe into that, Accept that. The more we do this, the more in tune with our own chi we can become. When you're ready, you just have to switch directions. Again, slow movements, gentle movements. Long, smooth, and deep breaths. Focus on the present moment. And then we're going to shift now to turning the chi in a horizontal position. So switching our hands to more of a horizontal disc position. We're going to again spin our hands fully in tune with our movement and our breathing, our mental focus. Feeling what feels good for you. Is it a small movement? Is it a big movement? Do you want your hips to move as well, or your shoulders to move? Subtle movements that feel good with the body. Allowing the chi to flow like a spring in your body. From a deep inner well that connects all of existence. Expanding out from that inner well throughout your body, all your appendages, your fingertips, your toes, your ears, all the parts of you. And then flip that plate over and again, move the chi in the opposite direction. When you feel some proximity of your other hand, you can sense your other hand. You feel the chi flowing from that hand. Now as you inhale, expand your hands out as if to the sides as if you're holding a big beach ball. And exhale, you're concentrating that ball of chi into a more concentrated chi ball that's maybe being put into a furnace. And when you expand out, exhale, concentrate energy. And allow your body to move with that. So you can make your hands move diagonally as if you're holding a ball diagonally. Horizontally. However your body wants to move. Using your hips and your waist, your knees. As you breathe gently into the movement. Now giving yourself a nice horse stance. You're going to bring this ball now down to the ground in front of you and just bob it back and forth between the hands, allowing your hips to move gently Always staying within your comfort zone. By staying in our comfort zone, we allow for the expansion of relaxation. When we go out of the comfort zone, we increase the stress on our body. And right now we're concentrating on building the qi. Right. Gentle, easy movements. Feeling that ball between your hands. Allowing those hips to move, the lower back to move. Loosening up the meridians in your lower back, your hips, maybe the backs of your knees and the hamstrings. And slowly come up. And now to a equidistant stance. Again, coming back to adjusting our body, sinking our knees a little bit, tucking our sacrum, inhaling, allowing the expansion of our spine, head up, chin back, shoulders drop, fingers side. This one might be good to do first with your eyes open. So inhale, feeling the qi, and bring your hands together in prayer position, and then pushing your hand out away from you, fingertips away from you. As you exhale, you can extend them out as if you're pushing out an arrow in front of you. And then inhale, and then exhale, move to one side. Twisting, you can bend your knees if that helps. Looking over your shoulder and breathing naturally. Then with the inside hand, you can tug the outside hand out 3 times. Then inhale, bringing your hand, sliding it back to your chest, as if you're pulling on a string of a bow. Looking at your hand, opening up the chest. Inhale, then exhale, bringing both hands back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, pushing the arrow out in front of you. And then inhale. Exhale, twist to the other side. Looking over your shoulder. Moving your inner hand. Again, pulling at your outer hand 3 times. Inhale, sliding that hand out, opening up the chest, looking at your hand, breathing naturally. Then exhale, bringing the hands together in the center. Just do this on your own. Exhaling, the hands out. Twisting to a side, looking over the shoulder, pulling at the hands, pulling back this drawstring of the bow. Just doing that on there. Connected with your own breath, your own pace, your own body geometry. The only way of not doing QiGong right is not doing it all. The most important thing is to listen to your body. Synchronizing your movements with your breath. And focus on the present moment and the task at hand. And as you finish up, just allow your hands to drop down to the ground. And check in and see how you are. Take this moment to thank your body. You just did the fire arrow movement. It helps us ignite the fire within us. We're now going to move into another phase of instruction dealing with the healing sounds. So in this phase, we're going to, is everybody feeling okay right now? Does anyone need to take a break? So with that, with every organ in Chinese traditional medicine, we have we're associating a movement, a QiGong movement with that, and we're associating a sound and a color and an element with those things. So with this, we're going to go ahead and start off with a lung movement, because a lot of things start with the breath. Our life starts with breath and it ends with the breath. So we're going to start this movement with the breath. With the lung, it's associated with the element metal. And when we're using this process, we're breathing in wonderful white light, which is the color for the lungs. So this one movement we're going to do is going to be accompanied by a sound of like a snake sound, or that's more the emotional sound. You have two sounds for each movement. The other one's like a sort of more of a reverberation that allows for a regulating of the lungs. The other one is more for an emotional release, like or so we'll try a little bit with both. The movement associated, we're going to open up our hands, bring them back around as we inhale, and then as we exhale, with our palms up, we're going to bring it in front of us, going Inhale, imagining white light filling our lungs. Exhaling. So go ahead and do that. And when you feel comfortable trying. Inhale. Imagine beautiful white light entering your lungs as you breathe in. And tie that to your own breath capacities. Your last one, come to ground. And you can actually float your hands over your chest. Imagine beautiful white light penetrating your chest and every cell and every membrane. Showing deep appreciation for your lungs. The lungs is where we store our sadness. And so when we do these practices, we're transmuting sadness, in this case, to courage and confidence. So that shift of sadness into confidence and courage. So the next movement, we're going to concentrate on the kidneys. And the kidneys behind your back here, the color is blue. And the kidneys associated with the element water and the emotion of fear. So this is often where we store our fear. So transmuting our fears to courage is important to do. To transmute that into more of an equanimity, rather than being fearful, to be able to discern, to be aware of it, discern. So we're not just acting out of fear, that we're acting out of discernment, because there might be some wisdom in the fear that we encounter. So it's being calm and discerning, as well as courageous. So the sound with the kidney and its emotional release is a choo-choo train. And then it's more reverberation form, more physical presence into our kidneys, which is more of a choo, choo, choo. And some types of trainings you can say Chui, Chui. So whatever feels good to you when you're doing this movement. Okay. So the movement is inhaling with the palms, the back of our palms together. This is called the fountain. So we inhale, bringing up the fountain. As we release the fountain, we make the sound. Inhale up. Beautiful blue energy to our kidneys. Just time with your own breath capacity and biomechanics. There's nothing rigid about these movements. This is all very flowing. Here's off the finish of one more. And as you come to ground, focus your hands now. You can let them sort of rest on your kidneys, sending beautiful blue light into your kidneys. In fact, you could rub your kidneys if you like, with the backs of your knuckles or your palms. The backs of your knuckles, if you keep them very loose, your knuckles very loose, you're very relaxed. And exploring any tenderness that might be there. In your backs of your knuckles, backs of your hands. Inhaling, then releasing your hands below into the water, just allowing any fears that you might have had to transmute into that equanimity, that confidence, and courage. Shifting from the kidneys, we're going to the liver. The color for the liver is the green light to restore our anger. So it's moving from a state of anger, transmuting this to acceptance. So allowing for that acceptance to occur, accepting all things, accepting the world as it is. Moving away from anger and frustration to more acceptance. The sound for the liver is if you're in a library and somebody's telling you to go shh. And so or the more reverberating sound of like you're praying to a shoe. The movement for this is to allow your body to twist to one side. You can start on the right side where your liver is. And then as you inhale, do a gathering breath up over your head. And then shift to the center. And then bring your hands down and go. Then switching to the left side, inhaling, gathering breath, twisting to the center and releasing. So like you're deflating the tire, deflating the anger. Transmuting that anger to acceptance. Imagining beautiful green light entering your body, directed to your liver. Last one, bring your hands and float them above your liver on the right side of your rib cage. And imagine a beautiful green light from your hands, restoring balance to the liver, releasing any anger, bringing in acceptance. And as we release that one, we're going on to another movement dealing with the heart. They say the heart is the king of the organs, the queen of the organs, the ruler of the organs. And the color associated with the heart is red. And oftentimes that's where we store hate and cruelty, actually. It's in the heart. So we're releasing that to joy, love, and connectedness. The transmutation and let go of any of that hate that we might be harboring. The sound for the heart is ha, like H-A-A-A-A. You can do it whisper like ha, or ha. The movement for the heart is a little bit different in that it's requires more use of the hand. So it's as if you're holding, your one hand's like a bottle, and you're holding it on a tray. Okay? And so when we're going to inhale, we move in the opposite direction of towards the elbow that's sticking out. And then as we lift up a window, we're passing the bottle through the window. It's like an old way of getting our liquor. So, then inhale, switch hands, open the window, push out the bottle, and go, ah. Try yourself to just move into this. It's really nice to explore the emotional and side of these sounds. Subtle sounds and movements and breath. Shifting our focus to our heart, put your hands over your heart and imagine a beautiful red light penetrating the heart, moving out any of the hate, bringing in more joy, love, and connection. Smiling down on your heart. We work so hard to keep us alive. It works to allow us to connect with others and give of ourselves and share our love with the world. The next movement concerns our spleen. And the spleen is where we hold our anxiety, and it's on our left side of our rib cage. And so we're transmuting that anxiety into peace, peace and calm. And the color associated is yellow. And the movement, well, let me say the sound first, is who, like Dr. Who, or soft, or in this tonality, who, or somewhere in between, like. And the movement is, as we inhale, we're going to bring our hands to, with the palm down to shoulder level. And as we exhale, we're going to slightly bend over, slightly, as we push our hands out and go. It's like pebbles over the pond. Yes, we just had a handful of pebbles. We're gathering more up as we breathe in yellow light. We bring it back to chest level, and as we bend down slightly. Inhale, gather pebbles, and then release that anxiety. Allow your knees to bend too. And just feel that movement in its natural way. See all that anxiety being absorbed by the calm, peace. An anxiety that doesn't serve us. Knowing that we will land on our feet, we are strong and resilient. And this is part of our journey. Woo. Woo. And then float your hands over to your spleen on the left side of your ribcage and imagine a beautiful yellow light penetrating that area. Bringing in peace and calm. And then bring your hands up overhead, bringing in a lot of chi into your lungs. And then float your hands over your body through the center line, going he, coming to ground, inhaling again. He, breathing in purple light. He, activating what's known as the triple warmer. The triple warmer is the energy line that regulates our autoimmune system. So activating that, and coming to ground, grounding ourselves, and just checking in and seeing how you feel after that practice. One movement that I'd like to explore with you, because it's really a good movement when you get into QiGong, is called wave breathing or dragon breathing. So I'm going to turn to the side and you can watch me to this from the side. And I like to put one hand on my belly and one in the small of my back so I can just sort of feel those. And as I inhale, I sort of sit slightly with my tailbone. And then as I exhale, I crunch up my belly and move out my chest, making an undulating movement. Inhale. Exhale. A lot of the movements that we're doing, you can add this in and it really tones your spinal cord. It takes a little while to practice. It's not a movement that we often do every day. But it's really good for toning the spinal column. Coordinating that with our breath. And also with our physical movement. So I'm going to have you explore with me one of those physical movements as we combine it with that type of wave breathing. And it's one of the ones that we did before, which with the lung sound, we gather up and then bring our hands together, making I just slightly sit down, inhale, sitting down, exhale. crunching abs and opening chest. Inhale, exhale. You don't have to do the sound, just get the movement first. As you sit down is when you breathe in. As you bring your hands together is when you breathe out. And then allow yourself to reflect. You take a break?
I need water. You keep going.
So we're just exploring these. How did that feel for you? That wave breath.
Sorry, is that an actual question now?
How did you feel about that? How did that sit with you? Was it something that was interesting for you?
Relaxing. Is it supposed to give a different feeling?
Oh, it's a little relaxing.
I just find it so relaxing, if I'm honest with you. I didn't feel that particular movement have a different relaxing feeling within me though. Is it normally supposed to?
No, but I think what it helps us, for me,
Yeah.
helps me synchronize all my body with my movements. So
Yeah.
not only my hands moving that way, but now I have my spinal column and my hips now moving with it. So it's really an integrating process. So we allow the toning of our spinal column, our vagal nerve, which is one of the 9 or 10 cranial nerves that run through us and allows us to relax. So it's sort of toning that and allowing that to really integrate with our breath and our mind and our movement. So it's just building more coherence with all the elements that we're working. And with that, we're going to allow ourselves to just, our last movement will be just allowing yourself to move freely. It's called drifting, so with your breath. Allowing that natural movement, what your body wants to do. If you have urge to move your hand in a certain way, open up your chest and your throat. Allow for any rotation. Allow yourself to feel the qi through your gentle movements and your long, smooth, deep breathing. It's a whole body exercise that allows that movement that helps build the qi in your body, helps create that elixir of healing and relaxation. It's almost like an expressive dance. And as you're ready, let's move on to the fourth dimension of QiGong. And we're going to do tracing our meridians. And rub our hands together. And then allow it to float above your face, your hands above your face, and then around your head, behind your neck, behind your back, floating behind your kidneys, back of your leg, around your feet, through the inner part of your legs, to your groin and abdomen, back up. And do that 2 more times at your own pace. Breathing naturally. We're just tracing the meridians of energy through our body, activating them. And slow movements, deep breathing. Allow yourself to feel that chi. And on your last one, bring your hands up, crossing your arms and putting them on your chest. And then allow one hand to drop out. Inhale, and then trace the chi down this arm with the palm up, the other hand. So just inhale and then float that hand down, and then sort of flick off any additional chi that you don't need. And allow it to bring your hand up to the side, and then allow that chi to trace down the mountain. And let it swing by your cheek. Feel the chi across your cheek. Inhale, exhale. Inhale down the mountain. Across the cheek, feel that heat of your palm, that chi come off your face. And this is sort of like a river of chi. And we're removing any blockages. Just like if we had a river and there are boulders in the river blocking the flow of the water, we're just clearing out any blockages along the lines of chi, allowing the water, the flow of the chi to flow freely. Really feeling those lines of energy through our arms and our cheek. And then we're going to now shift to a tapping exercise. So of our, just right by our middle of our, and above our eyebrows, just tap a little bit here. We usually do about 30 times. Slightly tap, activating those chi points. And then moving now to the temples. Light tapping. To our cheekbone, right under our eye well. To our jaw. Any stiff areas near our jaw. If there's any tenderness there from the muscles or something, just allow it to float there for a second. Under our nose. Under our mouth, our lip. Under the center of our collarbone right here. This is the kidney 27 spot. It's a good place to rub as well. Feeling tenderness there. Explore with your rubbing. And then if you can, just with one hand, go to one corner of your upper chest where your collarbone meets your shoulder. There's a little dimple right there. Rub, activate, and switch sides. And along our rib cage, underneath our chest, right here on the side, there's the spleen, stomach area. Down our side of our thighs. We can cup our knees a little bit, rub our knees. And reach down and rub your ankles. And then inside of your thighs, you can sort of make your thumb stick out. Just let any tenderness there. And slowly come back up. Rubbing our hands together, now we get one ear. We're going to rub our ear between our hands. Switch. Then with our meeting between our finger and thumb, we go to the outer part of our ears, earlobes, circling down to the earlobe itself. Slightly pulling on the ear, just comfortably. Everything is comfortable and within your comfort zone. They say that the ear is the only part of our bodies that we can have a direct impact on our brain because of all the nerves from our ears into our brain. When we pull on it, it actually pulls a little bit and affects the pressure in our brain. And all these cheap, if you think of the ears as a representation of the whole body, where the head is like an upside down baby in the earlobe, there's some play that some cheap points to activate healing in other parts of our body. So you can get your thumbs and sort of push in lightly on the ridges of your ear. Sometimes you'll feel like a cracking, like a little bubble in there or something that's being released. It's often a part of the body that we neglect. So giving a little bit of TLC is always nice. And then moving to our hands. So take one of your hands and just start working on the palm, the venus of your, it's called the venus part of your hand, the big fatty part of your thumb, or the karate chop area there, to the middle part, the flat part's the plane of Mars. So these are all parts of your hand. The thumb represents Venus. You're working all the fingers all the way to the tip. Your index finger is Jupiter, which really is where we hold our leadership traits, our instructional traits. The middle finger is known as Saturn. That holds our inner world, our analysis, our inner thoughts, regard for our inner beauty. Then moving to the ring finger, which is known as the sun, which is all our external world, friends, our networks. The little finger known as Mercury, related to our business and our communication skills. And then switch hands. Oh, don't forget the back part of the hand. So between the knuckles, there's these little valleys that we can get right here. And then the part between our index finger and our thumb, that's important to get to. And our wrist. And then switch to the other side. Again, the fatty part of our thumb. And in Vedic philosophy, there's, when we talk about the thumb, that's the central finger representing fire, because fire in yoga represents an element that interacts with all the other elements. So the thumb can touch all the other fingers, and the index finger is air. So when we go into meditation, the mudra, when we put our finger and our thumb together, that helps us breathe. So it's a combination of all these different thumb interacting with different fingers. You have different effects. So the middle finger, and so the middle finger represents ether or space, and the ring finger represents earth, and the little finger represents water. So when we want to limit water, let's say if we're doing a meditation, we have a lot of water in our mouth, we can actually restrict the water by putting the fire with the water, or putting the earth and water like this, and that sort of regulates the creation of saliva, so they say. Anyway, again, the back side of the hands. There between the index and thumb, and the wrist. The feet also have that representation of your body too, if you want to work on your feet. Next exercise we're going to go for is really self-massage of your neck. So cupping your hand behind your neck and looking on the opposite shoulder, you're going to now turn your neck to the center while turning your elbow to the center. So you're ratcheting up your neck a little bit. You can explore like moving from the top down, the top, the occipital point, where your neck meets your skull, to the middle of your neck. You do like 3 times on each side, however you like. And then to the base of your neck by the back. And then switching hands. I like to exhale and then inhale as I twist back. Exploring that feeling and movement. So massage is like the 4th dimension of QiGong. We talked about the 3 treasures of body, breath, and mind. But the 4th dimension is self-massage. And releasing that and just observing how you feel. Inhale, gathering up all the chi, showering that chi down upon the eyes and the head. Storing this chi in every bone in your body. Inhale up, showering chi into the marrow of all the bones. Inhaling again, gathering the chi And also storing it through different energy points, like your upper dantian, which is between your eyes, your middle dantian by your heart and solar plexus, to your lower dantian, your lower abdomen. Inhale, shower down. And then this time when you inhale, make like a bird again and bring your feet together. We're going to close the practice by bringing our hands together, prayer position with gratitude. Setting an intention for ourselves for this day. And whatever we intend for and we plant in our gratitude, we'll see manifest in some way or another. So inhaling up, allowing that intention to blossom, coming back around with the backs of the hands together. We inhale up one more time, flipping our hands out in gratitude, extending our blessing for the day, offering the very best of ourselves to our world and to ourselves. One hand make into a fist, the other in a palm, and bring them together, where the fist represents power, the palm represents love. Love, wrapping our power with love. And I bow to you and thank you for sharing this practice with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Titi. Thank you. God, it's been a while since I've done something like that. Really relaxing, right?
It's pretty amazing. I love you pretty amazing.
Yes. I almost don't want to talk loudly because I feel like I'm really cause I'm enjoying the kind of, I don't know, the relaxing feeling within. I felt like I gave myself within a good stretch as well. I don't think what
Yeah, I had a really stressful week last week and I can feel it.
Yeah,
When we started moving in my shoulders and in my legs. And just, yeah.
There's little things about like ear, for example, which I personally, I'm guessing a lot of people don't really think about, right? In terms of just
After that, it felt really different.
yeah.
Yeah, we've not done the ears before. Or I don't remember
It's
doing it.
interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Because my whole, all this felt really clear after it. You know? Just focus, it's nice.
Does it feel different for you each time? For you personally?
Yeah.
Or does it feel like you just get the same feeling as you did the last time you did that particular form of exercise?
I think it just progresses in different ways, and it's different every day.
Yeah.
But it just, it's like attuning, right? So getting yourself attuned to these things, and
Yeah.
we all have different things going on during our days,
Mm.
and it's allowing ourselves to attune to whatever it is for that day, rather than, comparisons can sometimes be inevitable, but
Yeah,
just accepting it as it is,
Yeah.
and in time, sometimes that attenuation gets widened
Yeah.
and deepened.
Yeah. Very good.
Very good. And the fog's gone.
Yeah.
Can I offer you the washroom or some water?
Stop
or
recording.
tea?